Peace and love. So, we're heading into our fifth week of our 16-week course. Ladies, if you've been attending the course, I really want to say that I appreciate you all. If you hadn't got your tickets yet, it's not too late. You can still get the tickets for the weekly courses on the website. I do send updates and emails, so if you haven't received or you haven't signed up on the website yet, then go subscribe, y'all. It only takes a minute. And when you get subscriptions, you'll hear about all the great deals and specials that I have going on the site when it comes to readings. So I kind of just wanted to share because tonight is actually going to be our fifth night, and I'm super happy. We're going to be talking about working with our ancestors and setting up our altars. I'm going to be giving y'all a lot of juicy tips for working with your ancestors, working with your spirit guides, as well as working with deities. Okay, it's going to be a really in-depth class. I'm going to be also showing a little bit hands-on, so I do got some of my oils and some other tools. I'm going to keep my tools for the actual class for the students. Okay, I don't want to expose all of my workings over social media, just because I've just learned so much in the spiritual community. It's always good to keep your energy protected. You don't have to always expose everything that you do, because some people are just trifling in the spiritual community and some people don't want you to rise. And so, you just want to be careful even when you share, your intentions or what it is that you're manifesting. So, it will be specifically for the class and the viewers in the class to, see this. I will also be sharing my testimony of how I overcame, a really tough time using my spirituality several times, just sitting down and working with my ancestors. And I don't want to say using my spirituality, because I feel like that term is so abused in the spiritual community. Everything is spiritual. Okay. This dollar is spiritual. It carries energy. If I put it in my purse or, put it in my altar, it's there to attract money. So when people say that they're spiritual, that doesn't really hold any value, because demons are spirits. It's really good to identify what spiritual practice you have. And a lot of people don't have one, especially in New Age time. But it's very important for us to have principles when it comes to spirituality, just because what we want, and I see that in this generation, is what we want to be spiritual isn't necessarily spiritual. It's more like a loose end of, people that just want to do what they want to do, but it doesn't work like that in afterlife. And so it's very important that we have the right guides and the right teachers, priests, and priestess who are leading people in the right direction when it comes to their spiritual journey, so that people do not reincarnate with a bunch of karmas just because they just wanted to do whatever they wanted to do. It's spiritual people out here that's casting wicked spells on people every day. It doesn't mean that their soul is going to incarnate into, a higher dimension or a higher plane just because they do witchcraft. So, the laws of 42 laws of Ma'at is one of the greatest principles that we can go by, simply because it is the original principle before any of the other spiritual systems were created. Every other spiritual system that has been created in the world started from ancient Kemet, and it was altered and translated into someone else's understanding. So when it came to Buddhism, when it came to Hinduism, the reason that, you see a lot of the same things, even in the Roman culture with the multiple gods, is because they took it and they translated it into their own thing. So when it got to Western Christianity, they translated it to be very deceptive, and they turned all of the female deities into masculine deities. We talked about that in one of our classes, but it just got very manipulative, and religion went from being a divine guide. Spirituality went from being a divine guide to help you with clearing out your karmas and walking into your dharma and your purpose in this life, to being something that is more so to manipulate and to control people and to take their spiritual energy. And so, what I'm here to do is to teach you all how to protect your energy and not get manipulated spiritually, even by spiritual people. And that was one of the things that I had to learn, because when I first got into spirituality, I was all peace, love, and light. And then I found out that everybody's not on that frequency. So just because we say we spiritual don't mean nothing, baby. I done had a few hexes thrown on me just because people were jealous and envious. And so, I don't want anyone to get into the spiritual community, especially if they are following me and just think that, it's going to be love and light. You're going to find people who you're going to come across that's there to teach you those lessons on how to set boundaries and protect yourself. So I had demons. When they say new levels bring new devils. I had some demonic forces try to attack me when I'm going through my elevations or going through my breakthroughs. And I was watching something on a reading the other day, because it popped across my timeline. And I usually don't watch a lot of other people, because I have my own guides. But something that the woman was saying, and she was talking about a Mike Tyson interview, and she was saying that Mike Tyson said, when God calls you, or something like on the line of when God levels you up or something like that, so does the devil. Or when God calls you to do something, so does the devil. So it's like, what he was saying is, when you have those spiritual upgrades and you going through those new levels, you do go up under certain attacks that can be tested to see if you're going to have the spiritual tenacity and the faith to continue to push through your obstacles. So I'll share this even here in just one of my stories, because I think I shared this with y'all in my previous class, but it kind of cut off. And so, I ain't paid my rent in 4 months, but I ain't tripping about it. I had a car accident, and so I had to really sit down, because I felt like that accident was my ancestors saying, sit your tail down. So even though everybody was telling me to, go back to work and this and that, my body was not ready to heal. I had to listen to my body, and I also had to listen to my ancestors, because one thing that people don't understand is, if you're disobedient to your ancestors, they can kill you. Like, this is not sugarcoating nothing. Your ancestors will whoop your ass until you do what they asked you to do. So sometimes when we got to be mindful of that when we work with our ancestors, because if you neglect your altar, if you're not really dedicated to your spiritual practices, and you just go to your altar for manifesting, you're going to get up in the end. And so, I just want to share that, because like I said, the spiritual community on social media, if you don't have a priest or priestess or a spiritual guide or teacher who is assisting you with your spiritual journey, you can get messed up out here, because there's a lot of misinformation going on, and there's a lot of pseudoscience going on. And that means that people are mixing, they're mixing traditions, and they're mixing, some of the plagiarism and lies into our truth. And so it's very important to find, someone who is big on truth, and not only just spirituality, but historical facts, because those things do matter. You do have some spiritual systems, which it is not necessarily about race, but in a way it does tie into race, because Black people come from a different bloodline. And so our genetics are different on a spiritual level, and that's something that we'll be talking about tonight when we talk about our ether bodies, our spiritual bodies, because our spiritual bodies is what creates the physical body. So we are spirit before we are physical. And so we actually have star parents. We have other planets that we come from before we come into our physical form to manifest through our parents. And so the bloodline things are so important, because even with your physical parents, those are your physical parents. You got spiritual parents out here too. You got spiritual sisters and spiritual brothers. I found one of my brothers the other day, that I didn't know I had, y'all. And I'm gonna have to get him to get on a call or something like that one day. But we actually have the same spiritual parent. So we actually was sent here on this earth, in flesh through physical bodies of our parents, but we found each other based off of our frequency and our spiritual journey. Had I not raised my vibrations and been on the path that I was on, I wouldn't even have come across my brother. You feel what I'm saying? So it's really good because I've learned a lot, and he has actually helped me with a lot of healing because he has a lot of knowledge. He's younger than me, but he has so much wisdom and knowledge, and it's just kind of like, wow, like y'all gonna be surprised at this next generation, because he's, like I said, he's younger. The next generation, when they are coming up and they are getting all of this information and they studied up, they way more studied up than us, and so they're going to come in with a lot of stronger energy because these are reincarnated ancestors. They're old souls that's showing up in younger bodies. So even our babies, even us, we're reincarnated ancestors. Just here to learn whatever lesson we need to learn on this earth so that we can ascend. And everybody is not going to ascend. I'm just going to be honest. But when everything is finished, the earth will be a better place. And so those who are meant to stay here will stay here. And it's based off of a frequency thing. So, it's not based off of, well, I think I do good. And, well, that person was a good Christian. That's not how it works in the afterlife. You feel me? That's why we need to know our truth, because we've been lied to for so long. And it's like they're telling us that, this and that. But you gotta use a lot of logic, because even in the Bible, they talk about 144,000 people or something. And so when you think about it, it's billions and billions of people on this earth. What are your chances of getting into heaven? And we all reading the same book, and some things, they don't add up. And so that's a whole nother topic. But you just want to make sure that you are on the right side of the scale, and it isn't based off of your ego and saying, well, I know I do good and I know I'm a good person and this, it doesn't matter. It's based off of the original scales that our ancestors created, or us, the original people, created, because I'm a reincarnated being that was an original old person on this planet. So one of the scribes, the original scribes that we created, was what determined whether you were going to have a good afterlife or not. So it has nothing to do with whether you think you will or not. You need to go and check with your ancestors and the laws that they created to determine if you will or not. And that's how you'll know if you're ascending, if you're raising your vibration, or if you still got some work to do. So, just moving on from that, because I know that's not why I made the video. But, when Spirit is talking through me, I just let it flow and let it go. So tonight we're going to be talking about the ancestral altars. I would really love to have y'all on. I do want to pull a couple of cards for my lady entrepreneurs out there. And know that the next couple of weeks in our classes, y'all, we're going to be sitting down. I'm going to be going over grants with you, business strategies with you, ways to market your brand. I'm going to be sending ebooks out. And so it's going to be, the next few weeks just really embracing a lot more of the book end of things. And we'll still have the videos. Okay, that's not going anywhere. But we're going to be doing a lot more book work. So y'all are going to need to get your planners and your pens and papers and be ready to create your business module if you don't have one. But we'll be doing that over the next few weeks. So we'll still be getting into, spirituality and manifesting and so on. But, we want to kind of link the spiritual with the physical. So manifesting our wealth and manifesting breaking generational curses and so on. Our next course is definitely going to be being the healer in your home, and I think after that we go into business, branding, and marketing, or so on from there. So I'm going to pull some cards for you ladies. And the first card that came out was publicized. It says, stop hiding behind your computer, get publicity for your brand, be bold and visible in your market. Be the rock star that you are. So this can be for me or anyone who's watching. It's just time for you to be known. See, he has on the famous hat. So if you have a business, you need to be sharing your business. You need to be promoting your business, and you need to be working on your branding strategies to make your business stand out. What makes your business unique? One of the things that I've been emphasizing with entrepreneurs over the past couple of weeks is that there is not an oversaturated market, but there is an oversaturated way of promoting. And if you're promoting the same way everyone else is, then it's less likely, or you're taking the chances of converting your sales over. One of the things that helps for you to bring more clients in is to create brands and create your marketing tools and everything to stand out and to be attractive. This right here is a part of my brand. Okay, it stands out. It says something about me. Y'all know I like nature, and so this kind of goes along with my niche, my theme. Nature, being in tune with the earth, and connecting with yourself. So this goes along with my theme. So when you are creating your brand, that's one of the important things is the theme for your brand, your color scheme. What are the fonts that you're using on your site? What is the image that stands out? And one of the things I'm going to tell y'all, and it might be some very successful people who have done this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all this is not what you want to do. And a lot of professional people will tell you that it's not good to do this. Okay, when you are creating your logo, and I know it's become really cute now, putting your face on your logo might not always be the best thing. Okay, especially if you're looking to go into like an international form of sales, or more professional, where you're putting things in stores. And I'm not saying your face can't be in a store, but to get more support from people, a lot of times when people, and even with our own people, it's a psychological thing. Sometimes they don't like to see us. We don't like to see us win. You feel me? And so sometimes we'll look at something and see a black person on it, and sometimes it's best to keep that part out. It's more professional, and a lot of companies, like real corporate companies, when you want sponsorships and stuff like that, they want to see a legit business, and they want to see how well you represent yourself. And so they want to know, like, hey, you're willing to invest in a logo that says this brand is the brand that you want to sponsor, you want to fund, that you want to partner with. And it's not necessarily a cartoon picture of yourself. And like I said, I'm not knocking that, but if you want to do that on the side, it's cool. McDonald's has Ronald McDonald, but they still have the logo. They separate the little cartoon people separately. So they have their characters, and I'm not calling y'all characters or nothing like that, but I'm just sharing something that I've learned through business in the past couple of years, is that having your image as a logo can actually damage your business. Okay, so stay in alignment with your core values and your vision for the lifestyle you want to create with your business. So stay in alignment. Okay, a part of alignment is each day doing something that gets you closer. Each day aligning your mentality with your business, with your purpose. This video is me aligning to promote my business. So however you align, if that's going to events that stand for what it is that you stand for, if it's meeting people in the same network or in the same niche, that will help as well. But you have to align yourself. So promotion is very important. Focusing on your brand is very important, but also aligning yourself. So this is kind of like what I'm seeing is get out of the house, meet people, especially with that other one coming out, because it did say stop hiding behind your computer. I know that's for me too, y'all. I need to get up and get out more and network, and I'm working on that. Because Texas has so many events out here. They're always having events out here, y'all. Like, all the time, every single day. It is no excuse for me not to get out and go network and meet new people every day. Okay, so this is analyze. It says research your market and analyze your competition. Decide how you're going to make better offers and provide more value than everyone else. So this goes back to the branding and what I was saying about the niche. Like, everybody can have the same thing, but what makes you stand out? Okay, so learn your market. Be able to analyze your competition. So depending on whatever industry you're in or whatever it is you're doing, it may be important to pay attention to what you see works. One of the things that I learned from, and I want to say it was like AC Hampton, he's on YouTube. One of the things that I learned from him is that not only is the market, there go my brain, like trying to figure out what I was just about to say. So y'all know I sometimes my memory just, it goes like blank for a second. I need to eat more fruits for that. So one of the things he was saying is that when it comes to the wheel, if it's not broken, then don't change it. Don't try to fix it, right? So what you can do is, if you see something working for someone or something working for another company, you use that strategy, but you do not promote the same. You have to do something that makes yours stand out, So what I mean by that is one of the things that I see other entrepreneurs do is they have a strategy of the times that they actually market and engage on social media to improve their sales, improve their engagements. This is something that can be implemented, that you can learn how to do and, improve what you do, but do it in a different manner. Like I said, standing out. So it says decide how you're going to make better offers and provide more value than others. So just keep that in mind when it comes to your competition. You want to stand out and you want to make what you have more valuable than whatever market it is that you're competing in. Okay, so you really got to make yours be like the one. You can't slack with your business at all. You got to make your business be the one. So don't focus so much on the product. Don't focus on so much of what you have to offer. Focus more on the brand. Okay, focus more on what makes your business stand out, and everything else will take care of itself. Okay, you can have a really good product but not have a lot of sales because you have to figure out the way to make your business stand out to attract, the clients that you want to attract. Raise your vibe. You raise your vibration and attract opportunities when you love your life and enjoy each day to the fullest. So someone may need to just raise their vibrations and do what it is that you love doing without thinking about money, without thinking about anything in a third dimension. Just really enjoy yourself, okay? Enjoy what you love doing and allow the energy to flow. And remember, energy is currency. So when you put your energy somewhere, that's where the currency is flowing. It's going to reciprocate. It's going to come back to you, but you got to put it out into the universe and say, this is what I want to do. This is what I love doing. This is what I'm doing. It's the same with negative energy. If you're putting a lot of negative energy into the universe, I can, I won't, I can't, this is excuse. That's what you're going to get, is stagnant energy. You feel me? So if you tell yourself that you can and you align yourself with that and you just do it, and don't allow anything to stop you, align yourself, go for it, and take steps, even if it's just baby steps. Take those little steps and you'll get it. I promise you will. So that's pretty much what I have for my reading. Should I pull another card from a different deck? Let me see. I got to get out of my comfort zone and make more videos like this. So I'm working on it, y'all. I have a lot going on. Oh, so yeah, did I tell y'all? That's what I was telling y'all with my testimony. Like, I didn't pay my rent in like 4 months because I was recovering from my accident. So, I had to go sit down with my ancestors a lot because my ancestors was like, you need to sit down. Like, I had to listen to them. So they helped me figure it out. Like, I had to sit down, do meditation, call on the Orishas that work with me. But they assisted me. They came through right when I needed them to come through. So I had about maybe 20 days ago, I was like, I need to manifest $10,000 in 16 days. I got to come up with $10,000 in 16 days. So how I can do this is I can do it in the 3D, and I can hustle really hard and try to get the money up, or I can do it in the spiritual realm. And so what I did is I did it in the spiritual realm. I sat down, wrote my petitions out, told the ancestors everything it is I needed. I made the offerings, and this is what I'm going to be talking about tonight in the class. But I made the offerings to my ancestors, wrote out my petitions. I did certain things, which I'm going to tell y'all in the class. But I did certain things, and after I was done doing the work, I got the check written. It was like a $9,000 something check, and then I just had to come up with the rest of it. But the check was written, and instead of me getting evicted, I got my lease renewed, and I'm good. Like, my rent is paid until December, and so I'm good right now, y'all. But I went from facing an eviction to being in debt to allowing spirit to step in, and me trusting the process and sitting down, meditating, talking to my ancestors, saying, hey, this is what I need. Really sitting down with them and being like, this is what's going on in my life. But not just that. It was days when I just gave them stuff, let them know how much I love them. But I did have to come correct with them and be like, hey, if I lose this, I can't venerate you anymore, because we're going to have to move. And, I went to the altar. I grabbed the ancestral money that was back then. You're not supposed to touch ancestral money, but I had to ask one of my elders, because I'm like, look, all I need is this and that. And they was like, well, just make sure you give them offering, like a really good offering back. And so I'm like, okay. So I went, and as soon as I grabbed the money, I sat down with them and I talked to them first about what it was they wanted. I went and touched the money. And as I was walking out of the door, somebody messaged me and told me that they had some money to send me. So I went and took the money and put it back on the altar. I thanked the ancestors, and then I ended up having more money than I needed. So I manifested more than the $10,000 that I needed. So I'm just sharing that, because if I can do it, y'all can do it too. But you really got to be serious about your spiritual journey. I can give y'all testimony after testimony of times when the ancestors really came through for me. And so, I feel like what they were showing me in this time is, hey, I want you to sit down. Now is your time to be who you came here to be. Okay? I was Ubering. You ain't an Uber driver, and you already knew that. But I was operating off of survival mode, because I had went through a traumatic experience from, my daughter's father being incarcerated, and everything went away. So when you go through trauma, of course, it can block your chakras, and you have to go back and align yourself and stuff like that. So, I've been working on those to get them back aligned. But once I then got myself and my energy back up and my aura back where I needed it to, it was like, there go the money. It came in like in a day or two. When you raise your vibrations, they say that stuff manifests a lot faster. And you'll understand tonight if you come to the class, okay? So I'm not going to speak any more about that, because if y'all want to learn, you will learn, baby. But we ain't got to struggle no more, y'all. It's something that they just program in our head to make us stay in a poverty place. That's why they give us religion, because they want us to keep giving our spiritual energy out to these fake entities that can't save us, when really you should be saving yourself. Okay, so the card that came out is Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? This is the divine feminine energy here. Even though it shows Mary, that Star Mother energy is like the Yamaya. Yamaya, I believe, is Aset, so it's like the mother in ancient Egypt. She was the one who I don't know if she made the laws. I don't want to say wrong, but I know that she was like the head mama, the head empress, the head deity, or divine feminine energy. And so when I see this energy, this is just you tapping into your divine feminine. And remember how I said that a feminine, see, they taught us like feminine is pink over here and masculine is blue. Well, feminine can be blue, okay, and masculine can be pink, believe it or not. The feminine energy can actually be blue. Yamaya's blue. You see Mary is cloaked in blue. And this can be asking you to connect with your emotions, or just nurture yourself, love on yourself, Time for some self-care today. So y'all make sure that y'all are mindful of how you treat yourself. Okay? Time to nurture yourself some. Okay, y'all. So I'm out. I got to get ready to prepare for tonight's class. But I wanted to invite y'all in. Y'all come see me. Let's learn how to manifest. I want to teach y'all this stuff. And then you don't have to keep coming to me when you need, ritual work. Because you can go sit down with your higher self, or you can sit down with your ancestors, and you can get everything it is that you want. I'm just your teacher, your guide. All right. So y'all have a wonderful day. Peace, love, and light.